I heard Cindy say on Sunday morning, "I don't even feel like going to church. The old ladies in church keep staring at my fingers, looking for a ring or something. It's like there's a societal deadline for when I should get married, and as though I have missed that deadline." The more Cindy thought about it, she kept feeling she had run out of time. She thought she had missed the deadline she set for herself as a teenager, and now, the unwritten deadline law of the society and even the church, she had somehow missed that too. Nobody told her the pressure would be this much. Nobody said there was a rule of age to get married. She knew that people often got married at a certain age, but she didn't know that it had become an unwritten law. Now she was feeling the pressure to get married from everyone else except God. God somehow seemed to be oblivious to this unwritten law and kept telling Cindy to wait every time she ran into him to spare her the pressures of people and even her own self. The pressure she faced made her run. She kept running to meet up with the so-called time for marriage that exists, but she kept running out of time. Time refused to wait for her. Cindy was tired of trying to meet up with this imaginary time construct, and she kept hearing God's calm voice in her heart, telling her to wait. She looked God in the face with tears in her eyes and asked, "What do you expect from me, God? What should I be doing since you keep telling me to wait?" You may be in Cindy's shoes, frustrated, running out of time, tired and pressured. But in times like this, you should know these things as a Christian lady, and it will help you stand up straight under societal pressures. Dear Christian lady, you should know straight and clear that God's time is the best. It's not just a cliche to recite, but a deep truth to live by. Whatever you seek from God, whatever will happen in your life, must suit God's timing. God doesn't just give answers to prayers, He gives them at the right time. His timing for every happening in your life is perfect. You should understand that. God created time. He exists above time. He is not affected by time, nor does time dictate to him what he should do. It is we who live on earth that are bound by time for the reason of fulfilling God's agenda on earth. Although God lives above time, He has a timetable for your life that is set according to His will for you. God created time and seasons so He understands them, and He knows what should happen when and what should happen then. This timetable for your life may not be known to you. That is why your walk with God is by faith and not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. So God knows the perfect time to fix you in the right relationship, and He knows the perfect time to get you married. God is never too late or too early. He is always right on time. That is why the Bible says in 2 Peter 3:9 that the Lord is not slow in keeping His promise, as some understand slowness. So if you feel you are running out of time and you keep calling on God and He keeps saying you should hold on, then it is not yet time. What to do then? Stop running so you don't run out of time. Instead, walk patiently with God at His own pace. His pace is the best. Talking about patience, you need to exercise true patience. You need to also know that you can never be too patient. The moment you start feeling that you are being too patient, then your patience becomes invalid. Allow your patience to finish its work. It's like cooking a meal on a gas stove, and because it seems like it's taking forever to get ready, you give up and take the meal down to eat it undone because of your half-patience. Half-patience is no patience at all. Don't claim to be waiting for God to settle you, and then when the pressure is too much, you feel time is no longer on your side, and it seems God is still putting you on the waiting line. Then you find your own means. You would be heading for disaster. That is why James encourages us in James 1:4 that allow patience to finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So when it looks like you are running out of time in attaining something, just know that your patience has not yet finished its work. Keep being patient. The God that is asking you to wait knows what He has in store for you. If God says you should wait, and you have been waiting, and you are running out of time, the solution is to keep waiting. If you rush ahead, you might just miss it. Psalm 27:14 is perfect encouragement in times when you want to run so you can catch up with time, and God is saying wait. It says, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart, and wait for the Lord." Your life is a book that is opened before God, a book God wrote Himself. You are living out a play that is based on that book. You are the star actor, and God is the author and director. Imagine you're running into stage to act out a scene that the director has not called for. What a mess of a play that will be. As an actor, you should trust the director if you want everything to go on smoothly. So when you feel you're running out of time, and the director keeps saying you should wait, trust him and wait at the backstage till he calls you in. He has the whole play in his head, and you don't. Neither do the other actors. If you are so confused as to why the delay, be like Cindy and talk to the director. Be sure that he will assure you and that all is still on track. Learn to understand always that everything that happens in your life is orchestrated by God and not by man or society. It is God's time that matters. You only say yes when He says yes, and if He says wait, you wait, because who will speak a thing and have it come to pass unless the Lord has ordained it? Jeremiah 3:37. Man cannot give you a good relationship, a marriage, a job, or anything good, because every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father. James 1:17. So why do you depend on man's timing for gifts only God can give? Since good gifts are God's gifts, they will always come at His time. You think you're running out of time because you're following the timetable of men for your life. You are being driven by societal standards. When you walk with God's timing by trusting Him to give you what you should have at the right time, there will be no such thing as delay in your dictionary. As God says you should wait, instead of using your waiting period to murmur against God, instead of complaining and whining, instead of comparing yourself with other people who already have what God is asking you to wait for, instead of looking down on yourself or thinking God doesn't love you and that He does not have your best interest at heart. Why not sit down with God, the author and director of your life, and try to understand His timetable for your life? Why not be patient? Why not keep praying? Why not keep working on yourself so you can be fit to receive the blessing when it finally comes? Why not trust God in your waiting period? When God says wait, trust Him. It is better to trust God than to have all the answers. He knows you. He knows better. He knows what is best and when it is best. Wait for God and renew your strength. Salah, sister.